Our final Health Friday conversation today is about Kuona Mbali, Kuona Mengi, World Sight Day, Eliminating Avoidable Blindness. We are joined by Opiyo Victor, who is the president of the Optometrists Association of Kenya. He's here with us in the studio. Good morning, Opiyo.
Good morning, how are you?
Welcome to Kenya's biggest conversation.
Good. Thank you.
That's the hot seat of the situation, bro. How does it feel?
Nice. It's so good, yeah.
Yeah, kabisa. Karibu sana.
Good.
City has the day's proverb.
I do. Proverbs for the whole of this week have been from the United Republic of Tanzania.
Okay.
A long road cannot lack corners.
A long road cannot lack corners. Mm-hmm. Opiyo.
I think it is a good one, being that we are talking of matters health and talking of a new profession in this country, optometrist. So there are challenges that we have met across the road, and I believe the proverb interlink well with our journey. Mm-hmm. Yes.
You people like cutting corners?
No, not really cutting corners. No, but...
What do you like cutting? Different corners.
No, okay.
It's on a light note.
Yeah.
Who's an optometrist?
Optometrists are primary healthcare workers who are trained, regulated, and autonomous. Our functionality ranges from primary to secondary to tertiary level, depending on your level of training. Okay. Basically, what we do is arrange from comprehensive eye examination to dispensing of glasses, contact lenses. We do therapeutic and pharmacological. We use pharmacological agents to manage eye diseases. But our work is limited. We don't do surgeries, and even the kind of drops we prescribe are also limited.
Okay.
Yes.
Who does the other ones?
The other one is we have an ophthalmologist at the other end of the apex.
Okay.
Yes.
So an ophthalmologist is that higher skill.
Yeah.
An optometrist, like you say, is the primary provider of the eye health
services.
Where do I find an optometrist?
Most of optometries, according to our Kenyan version, is most of us are in private practice and a few are in public practice. And being that we are basically normally at a primary level, you can find us across primary, secondary level, depending on your setup.
Okay.
But most of us are in private sector and a few practicing in public hospitals.
Okay.
Yeah.
And who's an optician?
That's a good one. Okay, we normally have the 3 O's in eye health. We have an ophthalmologist, an optometrist, and an optician. I can't talk on behalf of them, but basically what I know is they do a bit of dispensing of glasses and contact lenses, and they don't interact with patients so much according to the competency-based levels.
Okay.
The framework, yeah.
So they will deal mostly with dispensing of the eyeglasses
and contact lenses. They have to get a prescription from either an ophthalmologist, an optometrist, or a trained ophthalmic clinical officer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sawa. Now, we have had very many conversations on this show about eye health.
Yeah.
And we many times talk about avoidable blindness.
Yeah.
Many cases where we talk about, ways in which people become blind and it could have been avoided. So let's just start with what you have seen and what you've dealt with. What are the main causes of blindness in this country? And which of those are, let's say, avoidable?
According to me being in the field for quite some time, and according to our global perception of what is happening in eye health, we were picking 2 common causes of avoidable blindness. The number one is cataract. What is cataract? Cataract is the inside the eye we have a lens. Like now we are putting on a lens. So inside also there is a lens. That lens helps us to see better. So sometimes this lens get crowded due either to age, trauma, or other causes. That is number one. The other one is refractive errors. Refractive errors, and I'm very happy that we have live patients, because all of you are putting on glasses.
What did you just call us?
He called you a live patient.
As opposed
Short
to,
of calling you a live specimen.
I love some.
as opposed to calling us a dead one.
Yeah, so
Okay.
the other burden that you have is on refractive.
Well, the live specimens allow you to continue speaking, so please go on. Yes.
Okay, fine.
So you have the refractive errors.
We have the number one. I was talking of cataract.
The cataracts.
Then we are handling refractive errors, where we have the short-sightedness, and in someone being unable to see far. We have long-sightedness, and there is astigmatism and presbyopia. Presbyopia is common at all age, whereby you find reading small prints becomes so difficult.
Only at old age?
It is common at all age,
Okay.
not unless the intraocular lens is removed. That is when you find it in other ages.
Okay.
Yeah.
So those are the most common ones.
The most common ones. Other than well, we can continue mentioning a few. We have the one common with people with diabetes or hypertension.
Yeah.
We call them retinopathies. Diabetic retinopathy, hypertensive retinopathy. We have the other one, macular degeneration. Inside the eyes, there is a part of your eye that is meant for having that sharp vision, giving sharp vision, the macula. So due to age, the macula sometimes get degenerated. Yeah. And also glaucoma, the silent thief of the eye. Glaucoma, the risk factor of glaucoma is eye pressure. Those are the 5 most common causes of blindness in
Can we look at this eye pressure a little bit?
Yeah.
What causes eye pressure, and how will you know that you have an issue with eye pressure? Because glaucoma, again, very big, loss of sight as a result of glaucoma. Eye pressures, how can you tell if there's an issue with eye pressure? Because then again, like you say, silent thief of the eye. But then how do you know if there's a problem with pressures?
Actually, there are a number of tests that an individual is normally taken across from the start point. I'm very glad that you guys at one point you have met an optometrist or an ophthalmologist. First of all, at entry point, we start the visual acuity chart, that one that you normally read. Then for us, if we suspect that you can be a glaucoma patient, we do an IOP, intraocular pressure measurement. There is a machine that we use to measure we normally measure the body pressure. There is also a machine that measures the IOPs.
Okay, so
The eye pressure.
What would make you think that this individual could have glaucoma for you to then institute this test? What do you see? What could you...
Good. I get the point very well. So since, there is how glaucoma eats your eyes. You start losing your vision from the periphery. Your tunnel vision will remain, but when I look at city, when I'm looking at Eric, I will be unable to see city. So you start realizing that you are losing your peripheral vision. So you start getting cautious. I need to see a doctor. You get, even before that, you'll also get a history from the patient. He'll tell you that, Victor, I'm unable to this and this and this. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And when does that usually occur in terms of chronology, lifespan?
It is common at a later phase of human life. We normally say anybody around 35 and above years should keep on checking their pressures anytime you visit an eye hospital. Yeah.
Okay. Now, one of the big things when we talk about loss of sight or pressure on sight is screen time, and it's becoming a lot more common in this day and age, on the phone, on the tab or whatever, especially for children. Does this contribute to loss of sight? Truly, I mean, we can say what we want, but does it truly? Is there a connection between loss of sight and the amount of hours that you spend ogling at this thing with bright lights?
Yeah, that's a good one. And being that we are in an evolving world in terms of e-medias, the desktop, the phones. So at an early stage, we normally say that human eye develop from an age 0 to age 8. So you find nowadays most of the time, utaachia mtoto simu, and you feel quite peaceful. That one has got an impact because human body also works according to how you train it. If today I start going to the gym, I'll become big. If most of the time I'm on the screen, if most of the time on the screen, my eyes will get used to near things. You see?
Voila. Okay, I see what you mean.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to.
So essentially, what you're doing is, if you're doing that for children, because that has been the habit, isn't it? You give the thing, and the child keeps quiet, doesn't bother you to do whatever you need to do. You're saying what you're doing is that you're training the eye to only see things that are very near and bright.
Yeah.
So then the eye would not be able to then adjust later on to see further things and to see things that are duller in terms of light.
Yeah, true.
Okay.
And the other thing, just to expand to what you are saying, to the working group. Like now we are on our desktops. The desktop normally produces a blue light, and this blue light is very harmful to human eye because there is an hormone it kills. You find people who spend a lot of time on the screen, they have long-term and short-term effect. Some of them being there is eye strain, you feel that dull headache after screen time, your eyes become teary, you have neck pain, back pain because of improper ergonomics and etc. So we are trying to advocate that as much as we are speaking to the working population, we should also see on how we can make sure that our working environment is so conducive and good for our eye health. And the things we are trying to do, we are trying to encourage the general public that if you are spending more than 3 to 4 hours on the screen, make sure that annually you do an eye test. You make sure you reduce the contrast to what you are comfortable with. The contrast should be next to the natural, the light you're having on top of you. And again, there is what is known as 20-20 rule. After I saw you taking a break. After
every 20 minutes.
After every 20 minutes, you try and look at something 20 feet. 20 feet is like your 6 steps for 20 seconds. That one will relax your eye muscles.
Say that again.
After every 20 minutes on the screen,
look up.
You look at something.
Look at this one.
20 feet.
Okay.
For 20 seconds. Yeah, that one relaxes your
away for 20 seconds.
Yeah,
okay.
It relaxes your muscle and also washes your eye so that it doesn't become dry. Yeah.
Tunapimaje 20 feet? Utaona aje 20 feet?
You are 6 steps.
Only 6 steps, brother.
Okay. All right. Is there a way to prevent loss of sight that may have already started?
Yeah, there are ways of preventing a number of these. We are talking of a series of eye problems. It's not specifically one. We are talking of refractive errors. We are talking of cataracts. We have the glaucoma. So there are interventions in terms of surgery, in terms of a pair of spectacle, in terms of contact lenses. Yeah, but most of them, like what Ndo is saying, most of them, like for say diabetic retinopathy, once it starts, the only thing, we cannot reverse it. We can just try to manage it.
And managing it is slowing it down?
You don't slow it down. Either we leave it where we found it, but we make sure
it doesn't
get worse.
I see.
Yeah.
That thing of spending time on screen, I mean, this has become a normal for very many people. If you're not spending time looking at your laptop or your computer, you're looking at your TV. If you're not looking at your TV, you're looking at your phone. And this is just a cycle. Are you saying that over time, in the last couple of years, as optometrists, you've actually noticed more and more people visiting you with various such issues? And should this be a policy issue that talks about how to create that awareness on how to maybe reduce the time spent in front of a screen? If somebody works in an office and the workstation is a computer, should there be a regulation that says if somebody works in an office and this is a workstation, there should be regular breaks, and these are the regular breaks that someone should take legally?
Yeah.
So when someone stands up, the boss is not saying, you spent too much time going to talk to Ndu. You're fired.
Meanwhile, you say, I'm taking my 20-20.
Yeah. Using Ndu as...
Yeah, I totally agree. These are things that that's why we are making noise this year, because we have found that the rate at which people are losing their sight is quite alarming. Because if you look at the data from International Agency for Prevention of Blindness, we are finding that there is a whooping 2.2 billion people with vision impairment, and much of it are work related.
Okay, but okay. So I think maybe it's necessary to take a couple steps back, because we talk about loss of sight, and if we say loss of sight, then we equate it automatically to blindness.
Yeah.
But essentially, we're saying that loss of sight means that the reduced capacity to be able to see properly, is it not? Or when we say, now that's over time, because I have lost sight, but I am not blind, right?
You are visually impaired.
I'm visually impaired, but I'm not blind. So does loss of sight equal blindness?
No. Those are two different terms.
Could you explain that, please?
Yeah, visual impairment is like now you have put on a pair of glasses. What you have tried to do is that pair of glasses is helping you to perform a task.
Yes.
So according to my perception and according to how I understand visual impairment is any eye condition that will need you to modify or seek for a device to help you to perform that task. That is visual impairment. Then when you talk of vision loss, it is a loss, it is lost.
Okay, it is lost completely. You don't lose it. Okay, I get what you mean. Okay.
So, but also we have low vision. Low vision is whereby at least there is that part of functional vision that is left for you.
So you can see images.
You can see images, or you can tell us what you want. If for say you have seen those people using telescope, you find they cannot benefit from the normal ways of correcting the problems, like using glasses, the surgery part of it. Yeah, that is now low
telescope.
vision.
Telescope is not the one for looking into space.
No, for seeing the moon.
Yeah, we have that. We also use that one for people with low vision to help them see at a distance.
Okay, you use the same mechanism as in what is in a telescope.
True,
okay,
true.
Understood.
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
I don't know. Think of people walking around with people walking around with a telescope in your backpack. I don't know.
Where?
Oh, glasses as thick as a telescope. Yes, City.
There is a question that has been asked. There's a condition. I'm going to spell it because I can't pronounce it. Pterygium.
Pterygium.
It's called pterygium. Yes. The P is silent.
Yeah.
That's what I was struggling with. Okay. Yeah. What is it, and can it cause loss of sight?
Pterygium is an okay. We have this part of the eyes, different part of the eyes. So there is this part of your eye, the white part, the conjunctiva. So sometimes they normally a growth that comes on it that looks like a wedge-like. So that growth keeps growing towards the dark part of your eye. So basically, when it covers the dark part, it means the window is closed. So it can lead to vision loss.
Oh.
But there is surgical intervention whereby it can be scooped before reaching the dark part.
I see.
What causes it?
It is common to people who spend a lot of time outside where there is UV light. That's what the book speaks about.
Spending time outside.
It is common, even you see, like the lake region. The prevalence is common in the lake region because of the UV light. UV light is the light from the sun.
So everybody in this country spends time outside.
I'm outside.
What is specific about the sun and the UV light that you find in the lake? Or are you saying places like Mount Kenya don't have UV light?
It is because of the reflection from the white surface from the waters. Good.
Reflection.
Yeah.
So if I live near a water body, say like in Naivasha, am I likely to have a
You're
similar
more
problem?
susceptible.
Yeah. You are at risk of having pterygium.
Okay. So when you can notice it, do you feel it?
Yeah, you can.
Or do you just see it?
For you ladies, you can always see it because you are very sensitive with your eyes. When you are doing your makeups, you can see it.
Oh, you're always looking.
Yeah, but also there is that gritty sensation.
That's what I was asking. Do you feel something when you blink all the time? Something is in your eye?
Yeah, there is something in my eye.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, at what stage then would you say it's still So once you feel that, if you feel that, and it's obviously it's not you need to wash your eye out. It's something it's there. At that point, can you go? In this case, it would be an ophthalmologist who would then be able to scoop it off. What? Once you do that, is that permanent in terms of treatment, or is there possibility of it coming back?
Oh, nice one. Initially, before we develop in terms of technology, we used to remove pterygium. Then you find there was a chances of reoccurrence. But nowadays there is a surgery that is done. Then they put a collagen fiber so that it doesn't reoccur. Other than that, also we also make sure that maybe we tell you to always put on sunglasses to block the UV light, because the fertilizer to pterygium is the light. So when you block the light from reaching the eye, but you can't block all the light, only there is an amount that you can block, because if you block all the light, it means you won't be able to see.
Provide goggles.
Yeah.
Should buy goggles.
You know what?
Sunglasses.
Okay.
What I'm wondering about is this growth that we speak of, pterygium. What exactly then does happen? This growth, what is it? What causes it? And why does it move towards...
What is this mass that's growing?
Yes, exactly.
Is it an enlargement of veins?
Is it a blood vessel which is
blood vessels?
If you do your research very well, you will find they are not speaking of that very much. What is there is that the UV light is a fertilizer to that growth. So what normally happens is once the light hits your eyes, it will hit on your nostril side. It is common on the nostril side. The growth is common on this side. So there is a reflection towards that side.
Is there any other source of UV light except the sun?
We have sources of UV. You have UVA, UVB, UVBC. The radiations are there.
Does the computer have UV?
It produces blue light. I don't know which. I'm not specific to which UV it produces, but I know
UV is blue in color.
Yeah, there are radiation.
So there's a likelihood.
Yeah, there are radiation.
So there is a remote likelihood that if I sit and stare behind a computer for a very long time, I may also be at some sort of risk.
Yeah, at some point, even though I can't speak to it because I've not read it anywhere as far as that one is concerned.
You know why I ask? Because I have been in places where you spend a lot of time working in your computer, so they have this screen that is actually placed in front of the normal screen that the computer comes with. And it is advertised as being a protective device to prevent certain harmful
rays
UV protector
from your eyes. Yeah, I think the reason why they are introducing the anti-glare screen to protect the UVs and the blue light is because the blue light itself is very, very harmful to human eye. It can even lead to blindness if you spend a long time on the screen for a very long duration, like for 10 years and above. That's why I think they are trying to bring this intervention of whereby they put anti-glare screen on top of the computers.
Questions on social media. So this one comes in. I get eye irritation most of the time. I spend a lot of time on my laptop. Should I visit an optometrist?
Yeah. That one is a good question, and I think he has the answer. He needs to see us an eye specialist so that we can do an eye test so that we know what is causing this. It could be dry eye, because if he normally spends a lot of time on the screen, it means when we spend a lot of time on the screen, we rarely blink. So when you rarely blink, it means the surface is not smooth.
Why? Is that natural?
Blink?
You are forcing yourself to blink now.
No, I'm not.
So when you're looking at the laptop, you actually may go...
Most of the time when you are doing near work, the blink rate goes down.
Oh, really?
Okay. Yeah. So we are not washing the eyes properly. So that could be the reason why he's getting the eye irritation. It's like a moving part. The oil is now not there. Yeah. So a visit to an optometrist
is important. So what will you do?
We do a lot of examination before concluding that this person has got this and this and this issue. But already the person is already on glasses. So this one means it is something different other than the blue light. It could be, I'm suspecting it could be a dry eye that is very common to people who spend a lot of time on the screens.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Can I not just do blinking exercises?
We recommend. If you can remember, we normally say if you can remember, try and blink. Yes.
Think, blink. Do it.
Can winking also help?
What winking is like?
Somebody might take a wrong message from you.
Keep winking.
But this is strange because is it not supposed to be an involuntary response to irritation or an involuntary response to, anything extra light? You just naturally would blink.
It comes, the reason why you can correlate it is because human eye is very different. When you are looking at a distance, it is relaxed. When you are doing near work, it is when you are using a lot of energy.
It's strained.
Okay. Yeah, so you find that involuntary service is not coming out as it should be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Somebody was asking about allergies, eye allergies. So many times you hear, I've got an allergy. It's an allergy that's causing me to tear. It's an allergy that's causing me to feel irritable. What eye allergies are there?
We have different types of ocular allergies, and allergies are caused by an allergen. An allergen can be dust, can be perfume, can be pollen grain.
Cold?
Yeah, even cold. You find that most of the time when people are harvesting maize, your eyes are becoming sores. So we have this different kind of allergies. We have the seasonal, there is perennial, that is always there. We have allergic conjunctivitis, the one you are speaking about, that is triggered by something. Yeah.
How do you treat them?
Basically, when it comes to treatment of allergy, we do eye drops. We have the antihistamines and mast cell stabilizers. Sometimes it depends with the doctor. Sometimes after giving you the mast cell stabilizer or antihistamines, we'll also give you a soother, like something like Atia Natural, something that helps when it comes to dry eyes, because we find most of the people with allergic conjunctivitis.
Tia Natural is natural tears.
Natural tears.
Harvested from?
Pardon?
Harvested from?
Isn't it just saline?
What is natural tears? What is it?
It is an eye drop. It is like saline. It is like a lubricant.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
What we're actually seeking to find out is its composition.
Whose tears are we talking about? Yes, because they must be natural.
Or are these the things they get from rabbits?
Yeah.
It is a pharmacological agent that substitutes the natural tear that you normally have in case there is deficiency. Yes. So you find most of people with allergy, they also tend to have dryness because of the rubbing of the eyes. The eyes are so much exposed most of the time to the atmosphere. Yeah.
Would you discourage regular use of eye drops? Sometimes just people who just know, I red eyes, I'm feeling irritable. I think this is an allergy.
I've been outside for too long.
It is always good when it comes to medicine. The art of medicine is always good that you seek an advice from a professional. So there are some other eye drops that if used for a very long time, they can lead to something different from what we are managing. And basically when it comes to the eyes, we can speak of steroids that we used to manage inflammation. A long-term usage of steroid can also lead to blindness, can increase the pressure in your eyes, and the pressure in your eyes can damage your optic nerve. Optic nerve is what connects your eyes to the brain. Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I find interesting when you talk about the eye? There are so many things that could actually go wrong. You actually have no idea.
Yeah, true.
Now, there is now the preventative aspect of this discussion. Does your association have partners with whom they work? Because some of the problems that we may think about as manifesting in adults could be things that actually began
at an early stage.
Yes, exactly. And maybe if picked up at that particular point,
something could have been done.
Yes, the problem that later then bedeviled someone's life could have been completely been averted. Yeah,
we have a number of partners we work with. Very many in eye health. You want me to mention a few? Okay. We work with the likes of International Agency for Prevention of Blindness. We have the Fred Hollows Foundation. We have One Sight. We have Vision Spring. We also correlate with other associations, because you remember in health we also have other societies. And these other societies also have got some big players, because they have been in the field for quite some time. So it is not a one-man journey.
Sure.
A one-man show. Yeah.
So if it's a refractory issue,
Refractive error issue,
sure, can you then would okay, let me ask it this way. Would it lead to loss of sight? Refractive error issues, do they lead to loss of sight?
Thank you. And I just want to throw it back to you. When did you last do your eye test?
On the 20th of November 2022.
2022. You remember the date?
Yes, I do, because
You're
I've had an
good.
ay issue for all my life, so it's
quite
very,
some
very
time.
detailed for
yeah,
me.
I see you are a bit short-sighted. So
Not a bit.
high
Yes.
or moderate?
High.
Above -5?
Yes.
Okay, good. So we normally say that there are people who are at risk of developing complications due to refractive errors. More so if you are wearing from -6 and above. So there are complications. Number one, inside the eye we have a layer. If you did biology, there's a layer called retina. So people who are short-sighted are likely to develop retinal detachment, whereby the retina itself detached from the wall. And retina is what receives the information and correlate it to the brain, so that you're able to perceive color and darkness. Yes. So there are chances that when you are short-sighted, you are a risk factor to other complications. Retinal detachment, cataract, that is the clouding of the lens, increase in eye pressure is also common to people who are short-sighted, and there are others. Yeah, so we normally say that if you are short-sighted, you make sure that annually you visit an optometrist or any other eye specialist, so that what Siti was saying, if there is something developing, we can at least see it.
Deal with it immediately.
Yeah.
Immediately.
Somebody went for an eye test in 2007. How many years are those? 16. And it turned out that they were short-sighted and they were supposed to get glasses.
Pair of glasses.
But they have not gotten glasses. Is there any danger?
Yeah, there is a very big danger, and I was using a sample of human body. You know, human body works according to how you train it. So at the back of the eye we have the retina. So when you are short-sighted, it means rays of light are not reaching at the back of the retina. You were born with a long eyeball, so the rays of light are converging before reaching the retina. So you see the retina is not activated. So it can stay inactive, and that can lead to blindness. Yeah.
So what does eye assistance do for that? What does vision assistance in the form of contact lenses or glasses do to manage that situation?
What glasses are doing when we talk of a bit of physics, because we talk of biology, physics, and mathematics, we put the concave and convex lenses. They elongate the rays of light to make sure that these rays of light
They hit the retina.
They hit the retina.
So does the retina then become active?
Yeah, the retina will be activated.
When the light now hits the retina, it becomes active.
It now is able to
It is like a switch.
Because the issue
So it
is
switches it on.
you have
Yeah.
a long, what?
eyeball.
Elongated
An
eyeball. When your
elongated
eyeball is
eyeball.
there.
Yeah. Okay. So then what happens? And so I think this is the thing, because you go for an eye test, or you feel that your vision, you're losing your vision. And I've heard so many people say this. Oh well, I don't think I need glasses, or I've been given a pair of glasses and then I chuck them somewhere under the bed, because it's not sexy to wear glasses. I mean, come on, guys. Look, but the question is, do you do yourself a disservice? Do you damage the situation even more by not wearing them? Because that's very important, I think, what you've said, because you have an inactive retina, but with the glasses or the contact lenses, you activate the work of the retina to then be able to do what it was naturally supposed to do. So it's beyond, it's a bit heavy on my face or whatever. It's actually switching on a natural process to then do what it was supposed to do?
I agree with you totally.
Okay.
What I think is we also as professionals, communication is treatment.
Yes.
So when you're giving a pair of glasses, it is quite thick, and we also assess. You can see someone's attitude towards a product. When you come to me, I'll say, I'm giving City these glasses, but he's not going to use them. So we need to have good communication etiquettes and
tell them why
and the importance, and if not, what will happen.
Okay.
Yeah.
After how long should a pair of glasses be changed? Because you've given this person these very thick bottles to wear on their eyes. Right? So after how long should they go and get new lenses?
I think I saw you with the jeans today. Okay, good. So
Ngoja tuone hii mahali
sioni
uhusiano wa please carry on.
So I normally use a pair of jeans.
Okay.
With time it will wear out.
Yes.
Takes quite a bit of time though.
Yeah. But it will be a jeans.
Yes.
So with glasses, the prescription, if you are using for say -1, that -1 will remain the way it is. But with time, glasses get scratches. There is treatment, there is anti-glare in it, there is those other things that help block rays of light. So those treatments with time, they fade.
Okay.
So we normally recommend that after 1 to 2 years, you need to change your glasses. But annually, at least if you're an adult who doesn't have other complication, you should see an eye specialist. Yes. But
visit an eye specialist every year.
Every year, but the glasses you can renew after every 2 years. Your lenses.
Okay.
Yes.
Does NHIF cover some of these things that we're talking about?
Actually, I saw it, and I was wondering. You are reading from the other end.
Yes.
Your vision seems to be good. Good. Congratulations.
Ask him to remove his glasses.
Mimi wona mbali. Mimi moi same was up.
And you eat meat.
Yes.
Good. So remind me of the question.
NHIF.
This is a conversation we are trying to have. Because you realize we have NHIF, we have the comprehensive NHIF that is most common with people who are in civil service and in county government. That one covers for a pair of glasses and covers for the surgical part of it. But you find this common NHIF yenye tunajilipia 500 doesn't have a cover for spectacles. And it is what majority of people have. So we are trying to have a conversation with the government that there is a return if you invest on a pair of glasses.
Primary eye care.
Primary eye care, yeah.
Right.
So that is a conversation we have kickstarted with NHIF to make sure that at least there is a package for the people on the lower end of this pyramid who are many and who need these services.
Will I get an optometrist at a level 2 hospital, health facility in this country? Because you said most of you are in private practice.
Your eyes are normally done in private? You yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So there is a problem in this country that I think we need to sort when it comes to eye health. When you do a quick walk across these county hospitals, you'll find an examination room called an eye unit with no instruments and no professionals.
No human, no
resources.
and no instrument.
No instrument.
It's just a room.
It is just a room.
Yeah, it's for the eyes.
For the eyes.
Yeah, macho.
Yeah, macho.
To be seen.
You're supposed to look at it and see it.
Come and look.
Okay, here we are. Yes.
Yeah, so it is a big challenge to us in terms of human resources. And we are also very few. Like in this country, we are only around 580 optometrists.
No, wait a minute. 580
optometrists trained from KMTC and Masinde Muliro.
What?
And around 120 to 160 ophthalmologists, serving a population of 54 million.
How many clinical, is that call them clinical?
Ophthalmic clinical officers, they are quite in number.
Okay.
Yeah. So you see that gap.
Yeah.
We need to see how we bridge that gap. We need to see how we equip. And the other thing is what is affecting us mostly as optometrists. The reason why we are not at level 2 is because for you to enter into a public system, there are policy documents that you need to have. The scope of practice, the career guideline. Career guideline determines your promotion, your advertisement, your remuneration and etc. and you need to be a licensed professional. So you see, we have the scope of practice with us.
Okay.
We are being licensed by Kenya Health Professional Oversight Authority.
Okay.
And there is a document of ours lying at Public Service Commission, the career guideline. We started making these documents in 2011 in Manzoni. Until to date, it has not been approved.
Okay.
And we are speaking of a few counties having optometrists. You'll find this in these counties. For say Wajir, we have Bomet, we have Marakwet, we have Moranga next to us here. These people have been employed into the system using a different career guidelines or the draft one. Yeah, so I think...
So there's nothing that's basically managing their progression within their employment.
Within their employment. So you find even promoting them becomes so difficult. Yeah. So these are conversations that we are trying to have with the Ministry of Government, Ministry of Health, and this one I just wanted to call it out. Public Service Commission should approve that document. All tell us where we
at least have some engagement with a view to progressing into the next stage.
To the next stage,
Because that's what should happen.
Yeah.
Is it an attitude issue? Now, I'm asking you as the president of the association, what do you see as a problem? Is it an attitude problem? Is it a lack of understanding, a lack of awareness? Where is the crack in this system? Why do we have so few trained optometrists? Why do we have no optometrist guidelines on how we hire, retain, and promote them in our public service? Why do we only see mostly eye care being privatized?
One of the things I think is we started embracing this idea at quite at a later stage. Because if you look at a country like Nigeria, US, Nigeria have over 200,000 optometrists. As we started training optometry in 2009, 2011 there. So, and ophthalmology uptake has been there from University of Nairobi.
Yeah.
So what is bringing all these is I think we started quite late. The number is growing. So on our part, we need to play a very big role. In terms of
the association's part?
The association part we are doing very well, because whatever we are doing is creating awareness, advocacy, and etc. But also we need to increase intake of more optometrists, of more ophthalmologists, of more ophthalmic clinical officers, so that we can equate it to the population.
It's a big thing, because this is it's a policy issue and a program issue. And you started this conversation by saying it's important. Optometry is a primary health service. It's at that level where it's a primary health issue. So we need to be seeing actually optometrists across the country, not in level 5s at counties, but in local health facilities at sub-county level. So that means we need very many more of you.
Yeah, true.
Across the country. And we also need to have eye care being done, not people thinking of going to Lions, going to Kikuyu, or going to the private centers, but going to public health facilities and seeing that. Have you participated at all in any of the conversations as we gear up towards unveiling the universal health coverage next week on Friday?
Yeah, we play a very big role, and I'm very glad that the Division of Ophthalmic Services have been trying to engage us. Because if you look at our numbers, it also means that we're also forming the bigger part of the professions in eye health. So we are having these conversations. We are influencing our policy documents. We are doing something. Yeah. The only problem is in this setup, in our normal African setups, there is a lot of bureaucracies and.
Bro, bureaucracy is everywhere.
But ours is special.
No, ours isn't the bureaucracy.
Ours it's stumbling block.
Stumbling block and sabotage. It's not. Yes, not bureaucracy. Bureaucracy is the excuse that people use. Yes, but they're just individuals who have determined to be obtuse. So you.
They nowadays call it positive bureaucracy.
Final question, I think, before we just leave, and this is coming out. We've talked about the rise of non-communicable diseases and lifestyle diseases, diabetes being one of them. This question, is the rise of diabetes also contributing to the rise of eye problems in Kenya?
Yeah, it is a burden. It is a very big burden, because even if you look at the recent research that was done, it is a burden that we are spending a lot on it in terms of intervention. So what you need to do at the lower level is to make sure that we advocate for people to have a healthier lifestyle, to curb the issue of diabetic retinopathy, and also making sure that you meet a profession. You make the doctor your friend at an early stage, because you find if your sugar is well managed, at the end it cannot reach a point whereby you are losing your sight. So early intervention is also quite important.
Okay. For children, and I guess the very last one, how often should they have an eye test to make sure that pressures are, taken care of, to avoid some of these things that we see later?
There are guidelines that see us through when it comes to kids. I can't just remember the specific, but I know that before somebody goes for a preschool, you have to do an eye test to make sure that this kid is good, or if he needs an intervention. Because if he or she has got a refractive error, it means at the end of it,
school will be affected.
Yeah. He'll depend on someone next to. Whether CT is writing something wrong, I also write it wrong. So at the end, the result won't be what we thought of. But we normally say that we can start an eye test at a preschool, then you follow up at 1-2 years in that manner. But there are standard guidelines.
Yeah.
There are.
Opiyo, thank you very much for joining us today.
This is the Situation Room, the only way to start your day.